I wouldn't hesitate to sell these powerful Yu-Gi-Oh cards before they implode in price.
All right.
Guys, they're gonna go and then they just won't be worth anything. Today, big dog, me and Chad are going to be talking about some cards that you should be selling because either A, reprint, or B, they just might not be as good as the rest of the people think they are. We're trying to get you onto the wave before the wave comes crashing. So let's go ahead and jump on in. What's going on with ya, big dog? And it is an amazing day for Yu-Gi-Oh! Look, man, I genuinely hope that your day is going phenomenal. Actually, type phenomenal. But even if it isn't, don't let what happened at the beginning of your day ruin the rest of your day. Today, big dog, we are going to be talking about powerful Yu-Gi-Oh cards that you should be selling, and it's going to be based off of a few things. First thing we are going to be looking at is if the card has reached something I like to call the PPP. No, it's not that loan that you got a couple of years ago and you're going to have to pay back. The PPP here is the peak pricing potential, meaning that the card is at its highest price before it starts to decline in one way or another. The next is going to be reprints that we know or we think that's going to happen in the quarter century set Bonanza. She lets me duel with my ex again.
What did he say?
Oh my God. Stop. Keep in mind, the cards that we do have listed are speculatory. I am not an all-seeing globe. So of course, buy and sell at your own risk. Another thing that I want to say is that we get things more right than wrong. And some people, they've been balling off of our ideas. So let me go ahead and start off with even more controversial cards that'll have you guys typing in the comment section that I'm wrong. I think that you should sell Molchami Parilia. Molchami Parilia just came out in the Infinite Forbidden set and has been a cold pill to swallow for a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players. I mean, anytime we can get Maxi, we play Maxi, right? This is legitimately Maxi at home, chat. Parilia is the most balanced Maxi that I've ever seen, and it's mainly because it can only be activated while you control no cards, and it resets your hand if you go too high. But another thing about Molchami that just doesn't sit right with me is that it is the worst version of Maxi. When Rage of the Abyss comes out, we're gonna have a new card called Molchami Walrus, and that card allows you to be able to draw cards based on the times your opponent special summons from the extra deck, which in plain sight is just way stronger than special summoning from the hand, right? Deck or extra deck? Yo, McTastic, seriously? Oh no. Walrus lets you draw from deck or extra deck? Now, the reason why people were playing Molchami is because of decks like Snake Eyes. Think Ash, Popular, Diabell. That particular sequence means that you're summoning 3 times from your hand. But as the format started to develop, people not only got smart and figured out how to play around Parilia, with the new Walrus coming out, it's going to be obsolete. It's Maxi's little brother, Max B. I don't think that players are going to dedicate 6 slots in their side or main deck to playing both Parilia and Furos when there are so many more decks that special summon from the extra deck and main deck as opposed to just summoning from the hand. I mean, unless you're going against Luandaris, it's a no-brainer not to play Molchami. Buy 3 Walrus on release. Ironically enough, you can sell the Parilias at $50 right now and use that money to get your Walrus, which may actually help you out in the long run. Dump it and rebuy when it's cheaper? Wholeheartedly agree. Would I sell Nightmare Apprentice? Ooh, that one's tough. To be honest, no. Now, I'm a little bit of a coper, guys, but I absolutely love the Illusion archetype. They are retrained of some of the most iconic cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! I also don't think that Chimera, at the time of making this video, has hit its peak. So with that being said, I would not sell Nightmare Apprentice just yet. Illusions are going to be tier 1 at some point. It's just a matter of time. Oh my God, you're right. That's what I'm saying. But there is a card from that set that I think you guys should be looking at. Shining Sarcophagus has finally realized its dream, chat. I love that Shining Sarcophagus has that nostalgia from it. It's little Yugi's deck, but I think if you have no plans when playing this particular strategy, it's okay to sell these at $20 a pop. Shining Sarcophagus did see competitive play in the beginning when Legacy of Destruction came out, but afterwards really seen no competitive play. It's a fun card to have, so if you want to keep it to just have for yourself, sure, but this will definitely be reprinted in the next Megatons, and that'll be way before it becomes of anything relevant. Sell Protos, because if you're not helping Sword Soul players, you're a bully. And speaking of such, I'm going to be talking about a card that is probably going to get your competitive panties into a bunch. I think another monster that you guys should be looking to get rid of is the Fiendsmith Engraver. Now, I did talk about this a little bit earlier, and my predictions came true. Fiendsmith is a really good engine, but it's no longer the best engine. With cards like Beatrice and Appaloosa finally being banned, these particular cards have been regulated to certain strategies, think Yugioh, and aren't really strong as a generic engine inside of every single Yu-Gi-Oh deck, unless you want to give up several slots to this engine and several cards in your extra deck to make it actually work. In essence, I'm saying the Fiendsmith engine isn't as strong as it used to be, and it will not carry you games. Fiendsmith was probably the biggest flop of 2024. Holy. That's a little crazy. The Engraver of Fiendsmith has finally hit its peak pricing potential. If you sold it when I told you guys to sell it, you would have made a cool $20 more, but selling it at 90 is still not a bad idea if you don't plan on playing Fiendsmith. Dark Law and DBE spanking Fiendsmith should tell you enough. Imagine buying 3 engravers for $150 a pop. That did happen. Yo, engravers were probably the biggest scam of 2024. You're not wrong. These particular cards came out right before Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals and were must-play Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. You absolutely needed them. So players were paying up to $600 for a Fiendsmith engine. And now that Nationals is over and the ban list came out, hitting the engine indirectly and directly, Konami robbed us big time, but sell your engravers right now. How we feeling about the Fiendsmith support coming out in Rage of the Abyss? I think that the Fiendsmith support in Rage of the Abyss is really good, but I also don't think that it's going to make the decks that can't play Fiendsmith play Fiendsmith. It still requires a ridiculously big engine. Should we wait until a week after Rage of the Abyss? That's probably best. Fiendsmith will probably be a little bit higher, but I don't think that engravers will pass that 90 range, or at least you'll miss it if you sold it right now. I also think while we look to the future, some other cards that we should be looking to sell are the White Woods cards, which is kind of funny. There was somebody on my chat. What's really funny about this is because I told you guys to buy the White Wood cards before the ban list, and I was 100% correct. But there was this one person telling everybody not to listen to my advice. And which is really funny is that he had a good reason. The White Wood cards do not have confirmed support for any time in the future. It is a strategy that is reliant on current formats and doesn't seem to be doing so hot in current Yu-Gi-Oh! So yeah, he was right that you should sell it, but he was wrong at the point in time. We buy the card before the ban list, we sell the card at its highest potential, which is now. Runic Toy Box Chimera, you can't go wrong with. Now, those are strategies that you can play White Force in, and if you are a legitimate White Force player, then, I mean, sure, keep it. But if you were a person that just wanted to take advantage of players buying out cards, then we've already accomplished the goal, guys. Sell Dominus Purge? No. I still have my high hopes on Dominus Purge, and it's not because I pulled 9 of them on Sneak Peek. The card was $8 when it came out. It's $10 right now. No, I'm holding, standing 10 toes. It's gonna be a great card. You just watch. I think you guys should also be looking to sell your Sage of the Eyes of Blue. The Blue Eye support that just came out made Sage of the Eyes of Blue go up in price. But if you have like ultra rares and all of the low rarities, we flip those. And it's mainly because, first of all, we don't know when we're getting Blue Eye support. And secondly, that's the low rarity version of the card. Like, you can either get the cheap rarity that's going to be reprinted really soon. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a common in the structure deck. Or you can get the high rarity secrets. It's normally that middle rarity where you always get cooked at. Sell me your tournament pack black metal dragons for the low. I got Dragon Link to build. I'll sell them to you for 100 each. I got you, bro. And speaking of that high, middle, low thing, I think Super Polymerization is another one of those cards that you sell. I would 100% not sell the Starlight, Quarter Century, or Ultimate Rare copies, but all of the other ones are fair game. We know for a fact that Super Polymerization is getting a reprint in Bonanza, and the closer you get towards the reprint of Bonanza, the more people start to realize that their Super Polymerizations are of the rarity that's being reprinted. So definitely go ahead and flip those right now. What about Centurion Auxilla? Yeah, so it does seem to be a couple of cards to actually go up in price because of the Mega 10s. Centurion Auxilia, Vanquish Soul, Caesar, and a couple of other cards. We 1000% sell those big dogs. We are selling. Those cards went up not because they're good, they went up because people bought them out. So if people are going to buy your cards at a hyped price, you sell them right now before they drop back down again. And lastly, I genuinely hate to say it, but I would look into selling those Mermail cards. Rage of the Abyss is just around the corner, big dogs. And Mermails have, oh my God, chat. Have you guys seen the price on Mermail Abyss Pike? A super rare from Astral Pack 5 is $20. $20. Max rarity Mermails have not been this expensive in quite some time. So if you can find somebody that's going to buy your max rarity Mermails and you don't care about playing the low rarity versions of the cards, oh yeah, you flip all of this stuff. Go get the low end. They do the exact same thing. Oh my God, I might have to sell my Mermails. This is kind of crazy. Bro, they have common infantries at $5 each. Neptibus is $6. I still paid 20 each for mine though. Don't judge me, chat. Don't judge me. I probably should never buy any water cards that come out because I overpaid for Dogwoods and I overpaid for Neptibuses too. But yeah, we sell those 100%. These are due for reprints. The Year of the Water is 100% in full of effect. So yeah. And that's all that we have for the cards that you should be selling. Selling all this water, dump your tears off too. Patterson hates tears too. It makes sense. But if you want to see more amazing content, make sure to check out these videos so we can catch you on the next one.